Her smile shines as bright as the stars at night. Her heart is as kind as can be. She has the patience of a saint, but if you push her, oh Lordy. A straight talker is Smiley. She's the salt of the earth. Make no mistake, she matters. Catch Smiley's story on a live stream. Oh boy, that girl can matter. Go Smiley. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. Missing posters and stories of heartache and fear. She tells us all of the heartbreaking tears. She can sniff out the guilty from a mile away. If Smiley's on the case, then she's here to stay. She cares about these missing children. She cares deeply about them all. She speaks the truth with integrity. For the truth, she will seek it all. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. Smiley's questions are like a heat-seeking missile. She's going straight for the bullseye. Don't ever believe you can fool her. She's too wise, man, she won't comply. She values freedom like the 4th of July. She values respect even more. If you want to earn a place at Smiley's table, watch the clock, it takes time for sure. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. If you break her trust, you're done for. Trust don't grow back like grass. So don't give Smiley a reason to doubt you, or that friendship will shatter like glass. She's a damn good woman, that much we know. She puts in the hours to bring them kids home. If your child is missing, you want Smiley on the case. She is always willing and she gives so much grace. She's a Smiley, alright. She's a Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. If you're guilty, you better feel fear.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome in, come on in. Hello, Millie and Bama Cat. Stage 3, hello. Survivor standing strong. That's the way we like to see it. Hello. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Hey, Green Eyes. Good to see you. I saw you in Justin's the other night and I couldn't even type it fast enough. I changed phones and I didn't want to type it all crazy. Of course, people know how I type. Sometimes I type it right. Sometimes I don't. But good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Hello. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Jack of all trades. Hello. Good to see y'all. I've been taking me a little hiatus, honey. I thought the least I could do was turn my camera on for a minute or two or three or four. Who knows? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you all for being here. Lady for Justice. Love you all. Hello, everybody in the bushes and in vertical. I hope y'all are having a great day. Hello, Laura. Hello, hello, hello. Hello to all of my beautiful mods. Thank you for being here. We're going to talk about some stuff today. So make sure you got your coffee, everything you need, and just kick it on up. Case and Q's, thank you for being here. I appreciate everybody being here. I thank you so much. I do miss y'all. I'll be procrastinating a lot though lately. I really do. I got books and books and books and stuff over there. I'll just be writing and like, I'll do it later. I'm tired now. I'm getting lazy. I'm getting lazy. I know. Isn't that disgusting, Laura? Isn't it disgusting? Look, somebody told me earlier, they're like, oh, the locks look like AI. Listen, I'm just going to tell y'all up front right now. One, I don't care if they're AI or not. Because two, that's what Kendra got arrested for, if you do your research and your homework. And three, as I explained it nicely, I personally knew somebody years, like 10 years ago, that had the locks on their door on the outside. Nothing good comes from that when you have kids. So I could care less if they're AI or not. It's wrong. It's wrong. Now, either you're keeping your kids in the room or you're keeping your kids out of the room because you have something nefarious in the room. Either way, it's not good. And in the case that I personally knew about, could have been a little bit of both, but it don't matter. It's just getting more disgusting. I hate it for the kids. Leave these kids alone, people. Leave them alone, okay? Bay County is not going to play with them. Florida's not going to play with, well, she's not coming here because those charges are totally separate than what he's got here. He's going to be here a long time. I just seen today where, because DeSantis put the, life thing on it, but either he's going to be here for, they'll split it up probably 25 years, or he'll be here for life or whatever. Now he could make a deal, but I doubt it. They ain't gonna play. Okay. So whatever, it is what it is. So how's everybody doing today? It's a beautiful day outside in the neighborhood, a beautiful day to see your neighbors. I hope everybody is doing well. So I had this case, y'all probably, hey, Ann Blanc, hello. You must be blind, honey. You want to borrow some of my glasses? I did get all my hair chopped off, though. I was tired of it, honey. I was tired of it. My hairdresser, usually she does what the hell she wants to do. She used to have that on her card. I do what the hell Joyce wants to do. You don't ever want to go to a hairdresser like that, but mine is the bomb. I love her. This time she listened to me. She's like, it's cute. It come out the way. It kind of reminds me of Martina. I'm like, good, because I love Martina. I love Martina. Oh, thank you, Millie. Look, I'm home. I can do my bell. Ring my bell. Thank you, Millie. Thank you, Millie. I love you, Millie. I love me some Millie. Y'all still say some prayers for Millie and her husband. Let's get back to some of these old ways, okay? Say prayers for Millie. Say prayers for Annabella. She's got to have surgery soon. I think I can't remember if she says she's going to kill me. My mind's been every which way but loose. But sometime this week, I believe. She's got to see the surgeon, but say prayers for everybody that needs them. Everybody needs them, okay? Everybody. Yep. Say prayers for Raymond's mom. Say prayers for everybody. Say prayers for me. Honey, I don't know how strong you can be, but I'm tired of being strong. I'm tired of being strong, honey, for everybody else. That's all I can say. I'm tired of it. It is what it is. You can only be so strong before you break. But we okay. It's all good, though. It's all good in Smiley's hood. But no, somebody sent me, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, honey. But somebody sent me this story, and I wanted to do this story. Actually, I just got it this morning, so I think I did a pretty good job on doing some research on it. I had literally never heard of it. We got a lot of videos to watch, a lot of videos to catch up on. If I don't lose my voice first, excuse me, and a lot of things. It's the family's called the Shorts, the Short family, and it's about 23 years old. Oh, thank you, Tina. Thank you. And it's a very sad case, man. I can't believe I never heard of it, because I always, even before I come to YouTube, I love to watch the news. I kept up with the news, kept up with everything. My friends got tired of me saying, have you seen this on the news? Have you heard of this? I was the go-to one for the news. I will read the, let's see. I will read the disclaimer. Under Section 107, copyright law, my commentary is just that. It's commentary, and it's for education purposes and for discussion. We'll read the short version. There is no harm intended, no infringement intended, none of that stuff. This is only for awareness, truth, what is out there, what is already published. Everybody will get their due diligence as to whose videos are being played and all of that stuff. There is allowance made for fair use. All of this is for fair use, I do believe. It is for commentary, criticism, education, news reporting, and I believe it falls under fair use. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. How many of you have heard of this case, the Short case? It was the mom and the dad and then a little 9-year-old girl. You know, because it's very heart-wrenching. There may be some warning signals that you need to put out. But if you're new here, hello, everybody. My name is Smiley. Welcome in. Welcome to my channel. I appreciate you all being here. Hit the thumbs up. It's a good one. whoever sent me this, sent it to me in my messenger, asked me would I look into it. I am like, absolutely. When I saw it, I could not look into it. Okay. I could not look into it. It may be a one and done until something new comes out. But what I've seen is in the last couple of years, they're going back over a lot of different things and they're starting at the beginning. So I thought it was real interesting, and I thought that y'all might like to see something new and hear something new. And I think what I'll do is first I'll play a video and then we'll get on with it. But welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. I love you and I appreciate you all. I'm going to put this on mute. I'm talking while I put it on mute. This is the family right here. This is the mother, the father, and this is the 9-year-old little girl. They were all in their own home, minding their own beeswax. And, you know, especially that many years ago, you should have been safe in your own home. You should be safe in your home nowadays. But nowadays, you would expect this more than you would expect it back then. My gosh. All right, let's.
Old murder case now with new leads. It's been nearly 20 years since someone murdered Jennifer Short and her parents. In the last year, investigators formed a special task force to solve the case. WFMY News 2's Grace Holland found out how a fresh look at the case is giving new hope they'll find the killer.
A little girl smiles from a faded photograph.
It's been a reminder ever since I've been here.
The former Henry County sheriff put it there years ago to remember Jennifer Short's death. Lane Perry kept it when he took over.
Every day that picture's looked at multiple times a day, so we don't forget that case.
Her parents, Mike and Mary Short, were found shot to death in their Virginia home in 2002. 9-year-old Jennifer was missing, initially believed to be kidnapped. Her body was found weeks later in Rockingham County. The killer has never been found, but Perry says he's never given up hope.
Although we are coming up on a 20-year mark, we never have really called the case cold.
A task force made up of the FBI, state, and local law enforcement is taking a new look at the case. Grant money funds a fresh look at the evidence. Sheriff Perry says it's led to a couple of new leads.
When it went back, it probably opened up a hair or two, and there was probably a name or two that was put back in a really tight pool of people as a suspect that may not have had that true light on them before.
He also says the fact it's been 20 years creates challenges. A big one is the Short family home is gone. It burned to the ground in February 2019. At the time, investigators didn't know whether the fire and the murders were connected. Another challenge, people with information may have died in the years since. Still, the community hasn't forgotten. A bridge at the site where Jennifer Short's remains were found is named in her honor. People in Henry County describe the case as sad, strange, and traumatic.
This community, this family has never let this case be forgotten, and we want to see answers on all those levels.
That picture will stay on his desk until the answers come. There is a reward fund worth more than $60,000 for information in the case. In Henry County, Grace Holland, WFMY News 2.
So this happened in Virginia. I seen somebody was asking that a while ago. This happened in Virginia, and it spread on over to 2 counties. It was in 2 different counties, Henry County and Roanoke, I believe, County. We'll get to all that because I have it. But yes, it happened in 2 counties, and it was horrible. So yeah, they're going back to the very beginning, starting even with the 911 call. They're getting fresh eyes. They said it's not cold. They said it has been cold at times, but no, it's not cold, and they're not allowing it to go cold. So today, again, this is a story. I was asked if I could look into it and talk about it because this person has been following it for years, and I agreed to do so. I did a little research on it today, and it's definitely interesting, and people want to know who killed Michael. This is Michael, the dad. Mary is the mother, and Jennifer Short. They don't want these names to fade. They don't want Michael, Mary, and Jennifer to stop being talked about. They don't want people to stop saying their names, Michael, Mary, and Jennifer. So who is Michael, Mary, and Jennifer Short? This is a story that broke and came out August 2002 in Virginia, over in Henry County, the night of August 14th, early morning hours of August 15th in 2002. The people there say evil showed up, and evil definitely came in uninvited. Michael and Mary Short were shot. They were shot dead, execution style, murdered inside their own home, where anyone should have been safe. Anybody should have been safe, but they were not safe in their own home. Not at all. The worst part of it did not stop with that. The nightmare got even worse when their little innocent 9-year-old daughter, right there on my screen, 9 years old, Jennifer Short, was then kidnapped, taken out of her bed, taken from her home, from her parents, that was killed in cold blood. She was taken. She was traumatized from her sweet life as she knew it. She didn't expect that. She didn't deserve that. Then a few days later, actually it was a few weeks later, her little small body was found in Rockingham County, North Carolina. She was discarded like she was nothing. She too was silenced. That innocent little girl right there on my screen. She should have woke up that morning with her mom and dad in her home, in her own bed, asking for cereal or breakfast, or refusing to eat breakfast, or just laughing, not having a care in the world. But instead, she became a target of this monster. Hey, Raymond. Hello, hello. Oh, you're fine, honey. Thank you for being here. I don't call this a man or a woman. I call this a monster. This is a monster that was in her own home, where she should have been safe with her family and living her moments happy, not her last moments seeing or hearing. God only knows what she saw or she heard. This is not just a crime, in my opinion. This was a cruel, cruel, cruel monster. Michael was a dad. a husband, a provider, a man who showed up for his people is what I saw, what I've been researching. And Mary, they said she was a kind, warm person, a wife, a mom, and she loved everyone. They say she took care of her family. And they say little Jennifer, she was just the light and the joy of everything. And everyone, just pure innocence, joy, wherever she went. A little girl who deserved the entire world, who had her whole future in front of her. This community was devastated. This community was in shock. Family, friends, they were all in shock. It was unthinkable. They lost people they loved. People in no way, shape, or form did anyone ever think this could happen to them. They didn't think it could happen to them on my screen. It didn't think it could happen to their community. This entire family was gone. No more smiles. They could hear their voices no more. No more memories. No hugs, no how you doing, no hellos. Nothing. This monster did this. And it's still 20 plus years later. Some people have passed. Some people have moved. But some people still have questions. Some people still wonder. You have made it a year. Yes. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you. Whoop, whoop, whoop. But number one, where is the monster that did this? Where is he or she? I'm going to assume it was a he. I could assume wrong. We don't know. But where is this person? Thank you, Raymond. Raymond gifted a membership. Woo, woo. Thank you. That's what I want to know. Because in this somewhere, this person, this monster, is hiding in plain sight. In another state, perhaps. This monster may be married with children. Maybe this monster is married with a 9-year-old little girl of their own, or is with a man or a woman that has a 9-year-old child of their own. Maybe they have done this again, or they will do this again. No, actually, I want to say, when they do this again, will they be caught the next time? Listen to me, you monster, if you're watching my show. Listen to me if you ever come across this show, you monster. You will be caught. one day, I was just writing up something to this effect on a show I was going to do until somebody brought this to my attention. So let me speak to you for a minute, Mr. or Miss Monster. You will be caught. You are the monster. Even monsters are found. All of their spots eventually show. You will not get away with this. You will pay here on earth, or you will pay when you take your last breath. But you're not going to get away with it. You are a coward. You need to take accountability. And I say that because you're definitely a coward. Because when you walk into the Shorts' home and you didn't even look them in the eyes. See, he did this execution style. The Mr. was in one room. The Miss was in the bed, and he shot her execution style. And then he went and got Jennifer. He cut the phone lines as well. But anyway, let me finish talking to him or her, Mr. or Mrs. Monster. You were not scared that night, right? That you went into this home and wiped out a man and a woman. You were 10 foot tall and bulletproof then, right? And you were brave enough to walk out of the house with a little girl, out of her bed and out of her home. And then you took her with you and did God knows what. And then you unalived her as well. And then you proceeded to go on with your life 20 years later. 23 years later now. So why now, Mr. or Mrs. Monster, are you such a coward now? What are you so afraid of now? You should be even more. You should have grown some. You should be 20 feet tall and bulletproof today. Nothing should scare you, but I guess it does. You're just scared to death or scared of death, right? Well, the people that is talking, they're right. You're not above the truth. You're not untouchable. And you won't get away with this. Even if you have no conscience, this has to eat at you day in and day out. And I hope it does. When you open your eyes, when you close your eyes, every time you see a little girl, every time you're somewhere and you hear a child, I hope it rings in your ears that even medicine won't stop. There's a $62,500 reward, and anybody that has information can call Henry County Crime Stoppers in Virginia. That number is 276 632-7463. Why don't you call on your own self, you monster? Collect the reward. Crime Stoppers, they don't, go get you a steak, get you your meal, get you your affairs in order, get you a Bible and hands on your knees. Or you can call 63 Crime. You can also call Rockingham County Crime Stoppers in North Carolina, 336-349-9683. And you can call the Henry County Sheriff's Office at 276-638-8757. You also got the tip line for the FBI, 1-800-225-5324. And as you know, it's on my screen. You can send tips to tips.fbi.gov. Now, this monster cut the phone lines. There is one detective we're going to watch that actually stayed in the house for over 2 weeks collecting evidence. We'll hear in one of these videos because I have a lot of videos. The detective stayed there. But you have to remember that back then, they didn't have the technology that they have now. They did not have the DNA that they do now. Again, in fact, I promise y'all, okay, I promise I'm going to go live and talk about that case that just because I had it, I was going to do it last night, I procrastinated. Just because we're talking about this one and how the son of a bitch that did what he did, and it was in Florida, is dead. It got put to death. We're going to talk about that because I want this monster to know, even after years, you can go on with your life, but the truth always comes out. It does. The truth always comes out, no matter if it's about hurting somebody or whatever it is. If it's something simple, the truth is always going to come out. People need to understand that. People need to understand that. But this case still haunts Virginia and that town to this day. From what I've researched on it, what I've heard, it still haunts them. This family did not deserve that. No family deserves that. Let's watch some more.
Have you had your heating system serviced? You get your car's oil changed, don't you? Your HVAC system needs service as well. I'm Dustin with All About Care HVAC, and our customers are family. Call us today. All About Care, caring for your family and your home.
Today marks 20 years since the Short family murders.
On August 15th, 2002, investigators found Michael and Mary Short dead inside their home in Henry County, Virginia. Their daughter, 9-year-old Jennifer, was found dead under a bridge in Rockingham County 6 weeks later.
And the search for their killer continues today. Our Jackie Pascal joins us this morning with where the investigation stands. Jackie, good morning.
Audrey Devontae, good morning. So the Rockingham County Sheriff, Sam Page, says that no homicide case that is unsolved is ever closed. And so while this case has gone cold a few times over the last 2 decades, their dedication remains to find the killer. At a memorial ride held over the weekend, as they have held this every year for the last 20 years, both the Henry and Rockingham County sheriffs spoke about the task force that they started a year ago in conjunction with state police and the FBI. And the sole focus is re-examining this case from the beginning, starting with the very first 911 call. They say they've been re-interviewing old witnesses and even Jennifer's classmates who were only little kids back then. They say someone has to remember something, and that could open up this case and bring the killer to justice.
But if there's someone that heard rumors about some type of abuse, some type of anger, something that would have been directed towards his family, please bring it forward.
Across the country, we've got more inquiries about this particular case than I've seen in my whole career in law enforcement. This case is still open, and we'll work every piece of information and evidence we can pick up that'll bring this case to closure.
And the sheriffs also announced over the weekend that the task force just received a grant that will allow them to test the hundreds of pieces of evidence that have been collected in the last 2 decades, but especially from the very start of this case, from those original crime scenes. They say if something has not been tested, it will be now. And if something was tested using old methods and new technology has since then emerged, they will retest all of that. Again, if you have any information regarding this case, contact the Rockingham County or the Henry County Sheriff's offices. We're live this morning. Jackie Pascal, WXAI 12 News.
For the first time in more than 15 years, bikers will not gather this year for the annual Jennifer Short Memorial Ride. Even without the t-shirts and yellow ribbons, Henry County Sheriff Lane Perry says his office is still getting new leads about the case.
People would say this isn't a high number, but I'd say less than 10, but working towards that number, because we do occasionally get someone, either our interaction with them or whatever sparks it.
We've now learned investigators are considering using genetic genealogy, an advanced DNA test on evidence recovered at the Short family home 18 years ago. It's the same technology used to track down the Golden State Killer, but Sheriff Perry says it isn't a simple process.
We do move as a group. We have a general consensus, but at the end of the day, we do have to make sure this is in the best interest in maintaining the longevity and the integrity of the case. So it is not as easy as, well, it works out for all these other instances. It's not quite to that point. If you ever do something with evidence that it can't be used again, that's what you have to weigh it off. So we are somewhat guarded when we have to treat it with the seriousness that it deserves.
From our conversations, with my conversations with the federal investigators, it's hard to get new information to relay to the public. Can you at least sort of say, you've been able to clear anybody from this completely as of recently that you may have gotten information about?
Well, I would like to be able to say that, but you can't really clear anyone until you actually solve the case.
Continuing his calls for more information from the public, Sheriff Perry did say there's a narrow list of people they need to hear from.
You have 2 people in mind, named people that you have talked with that you feel aren't giving you the full story.
Yes, we do. I do think there's at least 1 and possibly 2 that if they would come forward and just sit down, for years back in the origins of this case, they have kept a wall up.
He wouldn't name any suspects, but says those 2 or 3 individuals could be key to finally bringing the case to a close.
If you ask us our instincts, there are probably a couple people that most all of us would say we think the focus stems right around here, but yet it's just and you mentioned the word frustration, but we feel like we're close, but yet we're so far away, and that line just doesn't move anymore. I still believe there's 1 or 2 people that for whatever reason is sitting on just that much information that they could come off of and really tie this thing together.
Listen, people, if you know something, please say something, because this person, whoever did this horrendous crime, I don't care if it's your mother, your brother, your father. I don't care who it is. If they did this to these people, they're going to do it again if they have not already done it again. You can't save them. You can't wish it away. You can't fix it. If you sit on this information, they're responsible for their own choices and what happens to their own self. However, don't be sitting there being the one who, if something happens to them, because you always love someone, you can't help who you love. You can hate what they do. You can despise it, saying, if I would have, should have, could have. Don't be that person. Okay? This is somebody who took the lives for whatever reason of this man and this woman, execution style. There's no excuse for it. There's no rhyme or reason for it. I don't care if they did 75 X, Y's, and Z's to this person. But there's still zero excuse to take this 9-year-old child out of her bed and do the unthinkable to her, period. And then to have this person, whoever it may be, to be able to go live their life for 20 plus years, sit down, eat their dinner, pick up a piece of chicken, eat with their hands pizza, whatever they're doing with their life. They're breathing, they're living, and carrying on. There's no rhyme or reason. They need to be turned in. There's no reason. .22 caliber shells was found. Somebody's got to know something. Some people may have died. Some people may have moved on. But somebody knows, in my opinion. They're going back. They're re-interviewing. Some people don't want to talk. For God's sakes, y'all are letting children that was in Jennifer's class that was just 9, 8 years old at the time have to relive being talked to and questioned because grown-ass people don't want to stand up and take accountability or say anything. What does that make y'all? So now, August 15th, 2002, in Henry County, Virginia, as we know, as we've been talking about, Michael and Mary Short were found in their own home, shot execution style, and their 9-year-old little girl, Jennifer Short, was missing for at least 6 weeks before they found little Jennifer. She was then found murdered in North Carolina. They did not believe then, and they do not believe now, that that was a random act. Police think the entire crime was planned. They think this family was targeted. There, in 2026, right now, there has been no major breaks or anything like that. Nobody publicly has been accused or said publicly that they're a killer as of now, not to the public. But as you heard the sheriff, they do have 2 to 3 people that they believe knows information and that could tie this whole case up in a pretty little bow. But this case is very active. They're going back to square one. They're going behind the scenes, and they are working on this behind the scenes. They're retesting evidence, and the evidence that they have hundreds of pieces, thousands of pieces, and the evidence does exist. And some things that were not tested before back then, whether it be because we didn't have technology or the DNA testing or whatever it was, they are testing it now. They're testing it now, and they are retesting it now. Thank you, Raymond. Whoop, whoop. Somebody got a membership. Welcome to the Smiley Squad. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Smiley Squad. Whoop, whoop. But everything is being tested now. Now we have modern DNA methods. Don't forget that. Back then, we did not. Because from the early 2000s, or actually before that, they weren't up to date on all that stuff. They still have the local sheriff. They still have the state police. They have the FBI. And they did go back to square one. They did all of that a year or so ago. They are rebuilding everything from the beginning, from the original 911 call. They're reenacting everything. They're doing everything over. So they're re-interviewing Jennifer's old classmates, even though some of them, don't want to talk. Some of them have moved. They're going through everything. They're going through the entire timeline. They said tips are still coming in. And allegedly, police say, allegedly, they get more tips now than they have before. So, officially, no, this case is not cold, they say. They say, yes, it has been cold before several times. They said it's not cold now. They said it's very active and it's very ongoing. They have never stopped working. Remember, people, I know we like to jump ahead of the game sometimes, and we do like to blame the police because things are not fast enough. But remember, unsolved does not mean forgotten. And it does not mean it's finished. That's not what it means at all. So years ago, also FBI, now I haven't seen it. I haven't come across it. I did put one in my little thing that up there, but I don't know what it looks like. Y'all probably know if you've been following this case, or if you do some more research on it. Years back, FBI put a truck up. Okay, they put a truck up that was in, seen around the neighborhood at the time. I couldn't even tell you what color truck it was. Okay, like I said, I just got this case this morning. They released a sketch, I should say, of the truck from my understanding. And it was saw near the Shorts' house sometime before the crimes happened. However, it's out there somewhere. Again, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what it looks like, what color it is, but I guarantee you somebody out there from all them years ago, somebody between them years and now knows who that truck belongs to. And I assure you, just as well as that red truck, if it existed in Summer Wells' case, knows, hey, that's my truck and I need to go clear myself because I just happened to be riding by at that time, but it was not me. So if you have nothing to hide, then you hide nothing, right? So someone knows. That's my feeling. And if you didn't know then, you know now. So go find out, was that your truck, or did it ding, ding, ding in your head that you had a truck and you were driving at that time? Find out if that was your truck and clear yourself. So was Jennifer the target? Was this personal? What exactly was the motive? What exactly was the motive? Why did you have to do this to Jennifer? Why? She was a little girl. Why did they cut the phone lines? I mean, they did this execution style. They knew what they were doing. They didn't give anybody time in the first place. When they went in, it wasn't like anybody could grab the phone and dial 911. I'm sure they already knew who was in that house, and nobody would have had time to pick up the phones and all that. I'm sure they already knew where all the phones was and what was going on at that time. Was it just that there was, no rush? I mean, this is scary. It's creepy, and it's haunting the entire place. Again, there's evidence, but nothing, yet nothing after all of these years. This is a case right here that me or nobody else should ever have to talk about. This case has been talked about before because I did some research and I have seen people talk about it. It should, but nobody should ever have to talk about this case or any other case like it. It should have never happened to begin with. A mother, a father, a little girl. Their home should have been safe and happy. Nobody invited this monster in. Their world was taken from them. Their lives was all taken. It don't make sense. It was senseless, a senseless act. And if someone is out there in this world, living life, breathing, eating, sleeping, you need to turn yourself in. You need to stop being a coward. Again, that night you was 10 feet tall and bulletproof. What's your problem now? This person could be your new husband, your new wife. This person could be a new father. This person could be your new family member. The world should be scared. Someone is out there blending in this world who took these 3 people's lives that is on my screen right now. They're living their daily life. They may be employed, coming into your workplace. Hey, Pam. Doing all the things. And they just committed this triple murder with this man, this woman, and this child, the Shorts. Approximately 23 years ago, and walking free. So really, if this is not a cold case, why is someone still walking free? Somebody knows something, and that somebody needs to turn it in. You may even know the truth. You might have been told the truth. The person might have even bragged about it or confided in you. But I know one thing. I know who does know. The monster who did this knows. What will you do, Mr. or Miss Monster? Like I said, you were not scared then, so why are you scared now? Why continue to be a coward? You're a weasel. You took the life of Michael. You took the life of Mary. And you took the life of Jennifer Short. You're a weasel. You were brave enough to do it. So are you brave enough to say you did it, or are you going to stay a weasel? I'm willing to bet you're going to stay a weasel until you're literally caught. That's what I'm willing to bet. You don't know me? I'm Smiley. And I bet you're a weasel. I bet you're a weasel. I bet there's a lot of things you're a weasel about. You were a coward to do this execution style to begin with. I could have did better than that with you. You're a weasel. You're a monster. I bet when you hear monsters, you go crawl under your bed, wishing your mommy would come hold your hand. Not where you're going. Hey, wait, what? Hello, hello. Michael, Mary, Jennifer Short. They had a name. People still care about them. People still care about them. People's going to get their justice. One day, this monster will be caught. And when that day comes, it's going to be a lot worse than if they just come forward and manned up or womaned up. Especially when they get behind bars, because they didn't take their accountability. They're going to be seen as weak as they are, because they are weak. And they won't have the weapons and the pew-pews behind the bars to take care of theirself, to execute somebody and to pick on the vulnerable behind their backs. Time don't protect secrets. Time always exposes secrets. How about emailing me, Monster, and tell me how you're out there living your life today while you took the life of these innocent people and this child. And why you're such a monster. Because I would love to tell the world that. I would love to tell the world why you're such a weasel, and you're such a monster, and you're such a coward. Let's watch another video.
On behalf of the family, we're pleading for whomever has Jennifer to please return her, release her to a secure location.
That was one of the worst feelings of my life that I've had at this point. Too many questions and no answers.
Yeah, the big why. Why would someone do something like that?
For 6 weeks, loved ones remember tireless searches for 9-year-old Jennifer Short.
She was a fun, loving child. She was a smart child, but she loved her parents to death, both. Not one more than the other, but both equally.
Carolyn Short learned someone killed her brother Michael and his wife Mary by watching the news. One of Michael's employees found both murdered, execution style, with a single gunshot wound to the head in their Oak Level home. Their daughter missing.
That took a big chunk out of my life that I'll never get back.
One of the last places Jennifer was seen was at the Circle C, just a few hundred yards from the home. Surveillance video shows her coming in to buy something from the clerk.
She was just happy she could be. I talked to her about going to school, and she said, oh yeah, I'm ready to go. And she was dressed real cute and just happy as she could be, like always.
Search teams and volunteers sent out for miles around the Shorts' home as Henry County investigators brought in criminal profilers from the FBI.
This was the only case like this in the United States at the time, so it was hard to profile. The profile that we got was just very, very general, and they couldn't pin it down anymore because this was the only case like it at the time.
It was during those 6 weeks that family members and friends said goodbye to Michael and Mary. Deputies hoped they'd find clues to the killer and kidnapper in an unusual place. Michael and Mary's funeral. Lieutenant Curtis Spence said they filmed the service hoping to catch anything that could lead them to Jennifer.
Well, we had no idea who actually committed this horrendous act, and we did not know whether they may even show up at the funeral, kind of as a trophy, or the possibility that if it was someone that was close to the family, their actions may give away what they had done.
This is like something, there's like a movie on TV about, like, so for it to happen in real life and for me as a person to be somewhat involved in the person's life, like, it's just kind of surreal.
Caitlin Lane was close with Jennifer in school. As teachers at Figsboro Elementary set up the rising fourth grader's desk in class, they remained hopeful she would be there on the first day.
We'll begin the day by letting them cut the yellow ribbons and wear their yellow ribbons to remember Jennifer. And we'll answer any questions that they may have.
Caitlin doesn't remember much from the weeks leading up to back to school, but recalls her mom telling her something had happened to her friend.
Because they found her parents and Jennifer was just missing at first. So I think that's the conversation we had in the bedroom, and she didn't really like give me details about anything. She was just like, they found Jennifer's parents this morning, and Jennifer wasn't at the house. So the biggest explanation, but more so to like protect me, I think.
As weeks went on, family members called for Jennifer's abductor to let the little girl go.
We miss you and we love you very much. Please don't give up, because we will never give up till we find you.
6 weeks later, just over 30 miles away, deputies found Jennifer.
At the time, we didn't know who it was, but we knew that little girl was missing from Virginia. But never in a day would we dream that she would turn up here.
That discovery is something
We didn't end it, but I think
On
one of
behalf
these,
the family,
I think
we're
one of
pleading
these go
for
longer. I'm not
whomever
sure which
has
one.
Jennifer to please return her, release her to a secure location.
That was one of the worst feelings of my life that I've had at
I
this
think that's
point.
why I played both of them.
Too many questions and no answers.
The big why. Why would someone do something like that?
For 6 weeks, loved ones remember tireless searches for 9-year-old Jennifer Short.
She was a fun, loving child. She was a smart child, but she loved her parents to death, both. Not one more than the other, but both equally.
Carolyn Short learned someone killed her brother Michael and his wife Mary by watching the news. One of Michael's employees found both murdered, execution style, with a single gunshot wound to the head in their Oak Level home. Their daughter missing.
That took a big chunk out of my life that I'll never get back.
One of the last places Jennifer was seen was at the Circle C, just a few hundred yards from the home. Surveillance video shows her coming in to buy something from the clerk.
She was just happy she could be. I talked to her about going to school, and she said, oh yeah, I'm ready to go. And she was dressed real cute and just happy she could be, like always.
Search teams and volunteers sent out for miles around the Shorts' home as Henry County investigators brought in criminal profilers from the FBI.
This was the only case like this in the United States at the time. So it was hard to profile. The profile that we got was just very, very general, and they couldn't pin it down anymore because this was the only case like it at the time.
It was during those 6 weeks that family members and friends said goodbye to Michael and Mary. Deputies hoped they'd find clues to the killer and kidnapper in an unusual place: Michael and Mary's funeral. Lieutenant Curtis Spence said they filmed the service hoping to catch anything that could lead them to Jennifer.
Well, we had no idea who actually committed this horrendous act, and we did not know whether they may even show up at the funeral, kind of as a trophy, or the possibility that if it was someone that was close to the family, their actions may give away what they had done.
This is like something, there's like a movie on TV about, like, so for it to happen in real
No, but
life.
they're not saying the
for
suspects,
me as
but
a
they
person
think
to be
there's 2 to 3
somewhat
people that know
involved
more.
in
the
They just
person's
have their
life. Like,
house
it's just
dead.
kind of surreal.
Caitlin Lane was close with Jennifer in school. As teachers at Figsboro Elementary set up the rising fourth grader's desk in class, they
Well, they
remained
won't
hopeful
talk.
she would be there on the first
I should
day.
say.
We'll begin the day by letting them cut the yellow ribbons and wear their yellow ribbons to remember Jennifer. And we'll answer any questions that they may have.
Caitlin doesn't remember much from the weeks leading up to back to school, but recalls her mom telling her something had happened to her friend.
Because they found her parents and Jennifer was just missing at first. So I think that's the conversation we had in the bedroom. And she didn't really give me details about anything. She was just like, they found Jennifer's parents this morning, and Jennifer wasn't at the house. So the biggest explanation, but more so to protect me, I think.
As weeks went on, family members called for Jennifer's abductor to let the little girl go.
We miss you and we love you very much. Please don't give up, because we will never give up till we find you.
6 weeks later, just over 30 miles away, deputies found Jennifer.
At the time, we didn't know who it was, but we knew that little girl was missing from Virginia. But never in a day would we dream that she would turn up here.
That discovery is something.
Yeah, so it cuts off too, but not as far. See, they even named that bridge where they found her after her. I mean, that is so sad. But can you imagine having the funeral for the mom and the dad and still not knowing where the little girl is? I mean, my God, so heartbreaking. How? Oh my God, I just can't imagine. I don't know, man, sad.
Grainger offers professional-grade products, easy ordering, and next-day delivery, making them the go-to play for
This is where their
everyone
house
keeping
burnt
arenas
down
game day ready.
after. I mean,
Call,
that was
click, or
sad
just
in
stop by.
itself right
Grainger,
there.
for the ones who get it done.
Yeah, I believe they were.
A fire has reignited memories of an unsolved murder case in Southside. The home where Jennifer Short and her family once lived burned to the ground overnight. WDBJ7's Ashley Bowles joins us live. Ashley, do we know yet how this fire started?
Well, Gene, there's still some firefighters on
that
the
would be
scene right now,
suspicious to
putting out
me.
some hot spots. They've been out here since 4 a.m. this morning, and they continue to work looking for a cause, but that's still under investigation, just like the Short murders.
The house is a remembrance of the family when you go by, and now if the house is gone, it's going to be different.
Burnt remains of a house that was once a home for Mary, Michael, and Jennifer Short. Mary and Michael both shot in the head by an unknown killer. Jennifer also shot in the head, but taken. Her remains found in a creek a few weeks later.
I just hate it because it's gone.
Hardin Crumb's family purchased the property soon after the murders. While they never lived inside, other families did. It's been empty, though, for the last 2 months.
Thankful nobody was living in the house that done this.
Once we arrived, it was heavy fire showing from the A side, front of the house.
For first responders, it was a matter of getting the flames down. For the community, it's something more.
Well, it changed my life at the time because I was their neighbor, and realizing the whole family had been murdered and taken out, the little girl was taken out of the area and found later, it made you realize no matter how small the area, it could happen anywhere.
Ray Reynolds has held a memorial ride for Jennifer every year since 2002. Now that the last part of them is gone, it's one less place they can be remembered.
If anything, I guess maybe we just put a big cross right there where the house was at, as in remembrance of the family.
A flag hangs in the backyard now, half staff from the smoke and the wind. The Henry County Fire Marshal will continue to investigate. Gene Reynolds says he just hopes there's something that comes out of this fire that may lead to some answers for the cold case.
Certainly brings that case back up to the forefront. Ashley Bowles, thank you.
Yeah, I just can't imagine. That would have been the first thing I would have looked at, even though it was years later. I mean, that's wild. And what are the chances? So yeah, you got a father, you got a little girl, you got the mom. I mean, this was an entire family. And somewhere, I think, in my opinion, someone knows exactly what happened in that house. I think they've lived their entire life looking over their shoulder probably, or either with not a care in the world. I don't know which one. I know they're cowards, but they've gone to sleep at night. You know, they've been able to go to sleep at night. They've got to smile, while this family never got a chance for another tomorrow. You know, here's what I think. I think time does not protect the truth, and I've said it time and time again. I think more pressure needs to be on this. I think it doesn't matter, because I think one day the truth is going to come out, whether it's DNA or whether it's just a coincidence, a fluke, or a conscience somewhere that cannot take it anymore. And I'm not sure with this coward that that's what's going to happen. But this silence will come to an end. It will break some way, shape, or form. And when it does, I may not be here, but somebody's going to still be here. And they're going to still stand for justice. Jennifer mattered. Her mom and her dad mattered. And this story evidently is not over. And if you know something, you need to say something. Don't keep sitting on it, because the truth is going to come out. And if you know something and you didn't say something, it's not going to be good for you either. Clear your mind, clear your conscience. This is a little girl. This is a family. These are humans. They were humans. Justice is going to come. It's going to come. Watch. It will come one day when it's least expected. Hey, my wrench. I'm going to play us out. I appreciate you all being here. The truth always comes out. Coward, enjoy your time while you can. Or you can tell the truth. You can always make sure you got 3 hots in a cot, right? Let's play us out. Thank you for being here, everybody.
She was born and bred in Nashville, but she walks the beaches down in Florida sand. A mother and wife, a daughter, a sister, trying hard to do the best she can. She found her voice with a heavy heart, looking for purpose with trembling hands. And giving this all a new start, moving ahead, speaking for ones who came. And she says, I am who I am, I'll stand my ground. Even when the nights get long and rough, you'll hear my sound. She'll be speaking for the ones unheard, 'cause she's got a caring heart. she was searching stories that needed a gentle voice. We saw a summer's name and felt the heart ache and tried to bring light where there was no choice. And when she heard of Sebastian, her sadness rose. She prays for truth through the noise. She'll follow wherever the story goes, seeking their dignity, a child's joy.